everybody, welcome to today's Hot Seat. Today we'll be learning about things that a 6-year-old can teach. I'm the 6-year-old, just in case you were wondering. Where's Pa?
Hey Izzy, hey guys. So we said we're going to do something a little bit different, and last week we spoke about what dogs can teach us. I thought it would be a nice little natural extension to talk about maybe some things that a 6-year-old could teach us. So before we get going, let's just get a couple of people please to jump into the chat box and make sure everything is working. So you can say a hi, you can say loud and clear, or you can say hi to Iz. So we'll just get a couple of you to jump into the chat box and let us know that you can hear us loud and clear. That would be awesome. So Izzy, we're just making sure everything's working, mate. Hey, Danesh. Awesome. Loud and clear. Hey, Dodie. G'day, Sean. How you doing? All right, guys, so a little bit different. Last week we spoke about the 10 things. G'day, Joe. Good to see you. The 10 things that dogs can teach us. And I was having a conversation with Izzy, who's my eldest grandson, during the week. And we were talking about things that I thought maybe we could get some wisdom from Izzy. And it's a funny thing. This morning I recorded a podcast with Michael Yardney, and we were talking about the things that dogs can teach us. And in the process of that podcast, Michael actually said, it's a bit like kids, Mark, isn't it? Some kids can teach us these things. So it's a nice little connection, if you like, into the things that I think kids can teach us. So I've got a whole bunch of questions to ask Isaiah, and we're going to get some answers. Then we're going to get some lessons from it, and we're going to work through what those lessons are. So, Izzy, are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mum's helping you there. Hey, Mum.
Hi.
So, Izzy, let me ask you a bunch of questions. We're just that iPad just keeps moving a little bit, mate. So we'll just see if we can keep that still. But I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and then I just want you to give me the answers. I'm going to see how we can apply what a 6-year-old can teach us about business. So, are you ready to go? Are you ready for this?
Mm.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay. Cool. Izzy, if you had $100, what would you do with $100? If I gave you $100 today, what would you do with it?
I would save half and spend half.
Save half and spend half. Interesting. What would you spend half on?
Things that could help people.
Oh, okay. What's the first thing that springs to mind?
I don't know for that yet. Helping people with the money.
Okay, cool. So save half, spend half, and when you're saving half, what are you saving for? What do you think you might like to save for in the long?
I would save for more money to help other people that were sick.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. That's very good. Hey, so let's talk about that. So we're going to save half and we're going to spend half. So that's important that we budget, yeah? And what we're doing in business and our divisions, et cetera, is to make sure we're budgeting. Isaiah, what would you do if you were growing up now? Hey, Con, if you were growing up now, what would you do for work? If you had to go and get a job and you had to work, what would you do?
It would be a vet that doesn't do operations on animals, definitely.
A vet that doesn't do operations on animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why would you do that? What do you like about that?
I like helping animals.
You like helping animals, but why a vet that doesn't do operations?
Because I don't really like seeing inside to help them.
You don't like seeing all the blood and guts, mate? No, you don't like that bit, but you'd like to help the animals. Yeah. So, all right, so let's talk about that, following our passion. So, you're going to take your money, you're going to bank half, you're going to save half, you're going to spend half, so you're going to budget, you're going to find something that you love doing. What do you like about helping animals? What's your favorite animal?
I've lots of favorite animals.
Pick one. Tell me one.
Well, probably a tiger. Cause
Tiger.
yeah,
Yeah.
tigers are babies, and the babies are pretty cute.
Yeah, that's true. They are pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
What about dogs?
Yeah, dogs. Yeah, I like dogs.
Yeah. Have you got a dog?
Yes.
What's his name?
Zoom.
Zoom. Zoom. Why do you call him Zoom? Because he's fast?
And yes, he's even faster than me, Mum, Dad, and Archer.
Faster than all of you. That's pretty cool. Okay, so follow your passion, do something you'd love to do. Hey, Izzy, I was thinking the other day, you know how grown-ups go to work?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, what else should grown-ups do other than just work, do you think?
Play with the kids because they can't and work.
So they should work and what else?
Play with their kids when they want them to.
Play with their kids when they want them to. What if they don't have any kids?
Well, if they didn't have any kids, I reckon it would be spending time off work and having some breaks.
Having some breaks. Yeah, that's important. Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Just lots of background noise. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That's why there's background noise. Now I know why. Is your brother there?
Yep.
I thought he was supposed to be sleeping.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Turn the TV on.
Yeah. So, Izzy, so what you're saying is that as well as working, grown-ups should take some time to play and have fun. I reckon that's a really important lesson. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Izzy, you like asking questions? You like asking questions? What's your favorite question?
Asking people what is their favorite thing to do, probably.
Okay. So, Isaiah, what's your favorite thing to do?
Watch TV and play outside with my dad.
Play outside with your dad. And what about, do you ask why very much?
Lots.
Lots. Yeah. So when mum or dad say something, do you say, but why?
Yeah. And I say, what? Why does
Yeah.
it at?
Yeah. So I reckon it's a good question to ask, isn't it? Because when you ask why, it means you kind of find out what's really going on. So continuing to be inquisitive and continuing to ask lots of why questions, I think are really worthwhile. Hey, you know how when grown-ups go to work and grown-ups get paid, yeah, they get money. Do you like getting money?
Depends what I'll spend it for.
Okay. So do you get pocket money?
Yes, but I don't really do my chores.
But you don't do your chores. Well, that's going to change as you get older, young man. As you won't get paid if you don't do the job when you get older. So, but you know, it's good to get paid. It's good to get pocket money because you know you get to save and you get to buy some things. And what's more important than money, though? Do you think?
Your family.
Family. Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. Who's in your family?
Lots of people. My mom, my dad, my little brother, my dog, and my grandma, my mom, and also my nana, and do I have 3 or 4 aunties? I don't know if I have 3 or 4 aunties. I have like 4, I'm thinking.
Hey,
I have
Izzy.
4 aunties. Yeah.
Izzy. What about your pa?
Yes, and pa.
So family can be more than just who is under your roof, hey? It can be more than just the immediate. And I think that's a really good time, guys, to think about that because when we're talking about staying in contact with people in our business, our family is not just, say, the people in our division or just the people who work for us, but it's our clients, and we've spoken about this over the last couple of weeks lots. It's our clients, it's our referral partners, it's our alliances, it's our suppliers, our contractors, and if we treat them all like our family, particularly through this time, it's going to really put us into one of those sort of green line situations. We're going to be ahead of the pack as we start to come out of this. Izzy, I've got a few more questions for you. Is that okay? You doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're doing okay. You're enjoying this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you like to be a guest? Would you like to be a guest another time?
Depends how long.
It depends how long. Okay, right. Well, we're negotiating already. This is good. At least you weren't asking for pay, so that's a good thing. I'm grateful for that. Hey, listen, you know, honesty, right? Telling the truth. How important is that? How important is honesty?
Super important.
Why do you think it's important?
Because you don't keep secrets in your family.
Don't keep secrets in your family. Okay, that's a really good thought to have. So, what happens, do you think, if you don't keep secrets in the family?
No one's ever asked me that.
I guess if you don't keep secrets in the family, then it means that there's nothing to hide and everybody knows what's going on. And I'm just thinking, Isaiah, for the people who are listening and watching this now, in their business, in their division, how important it is to be really upfront and to keep communication open, and even to share sort of maybe some of the fears and the vulnerabilities and the tough times. We often talk about the importance of vulnerability in leadership. So I think that's a really important lesson to learn as well. Hey, Izzy, just before we go, guys, we're going to take pipe down, Caroline, 100%. Hey, before we, of course, I've got another 4 or 5 questions to ask Isaiah. Can I just get you to quickly jump into the chat box for me and let me know what's been most useful so far? What's a little aha moment? So Izzy's spoken about the fact that we need to make sure we budget. We need to do something that we're passionate about. We need to make sure that we play, that we take some time out from day-to-day things that we're doing in the business or in your division. You're actually spending some time playing and enjoying yourself. That's something we learned from the dogs last week. So it's a nice little reminder that it's important to ask why. And by asking why, why are you doing this, and to understand your why. And one of the things that we talk about all the time is the importance of really understanding your why, what helps you to maintain your passion for what you do. Izzy said what's more important than money was family. And so that's your family. So it's, we're seeing this a lot, particularly now. It's important to be making money in the business, but hey, it's really important to be looking after your people as well. So looking after your family, and your family is so much more than just the people under your immediate roof. So really looking after them and making sure that they're taken care of. And the other thing was the importance of honesty. So just taking the time to make sure that you're showing true leadership. And true leadership is sometimes about sharing vulnerability, things that you're not so sure of, things that are uncertain. It's okay to share that with your team as well. Hey, Isaiah, while people are putting some chats in the box at the moment, let me ask you a question. How are you enjoying homeschooling?
Not very much, because he's up there in the lounge watching TV.
Oh, that you pointing to your little brother?
Yeah.
So your little brother's in the lounge watching TV while you're trying to homeschool?
Yep, and he always comes and annoys me, and I really hate that.
Yeah, little brothers do that, mate. I don't know. I've never had a little brother.
That's why you don't want a little brother.
I've never had a little brother. Izzy, I've always been the little brother. So I was probably the annoying one, like Archer. Yeah, probably. I was probably always the one that was annoying them. Okay, let's keep going with a couple more questions for you. Here's a good one for you. When do you think you should have fun?
When you've got time.
Yeah, when you've got time. Do you think you need to make sure you make time to have some fun?
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
it's important, hey? Because otherwise what happens is you just get caught up in doing things and you get bogged down, you get caught in what you're doing, you don't get the time to actually... So scheduling some time for fun, that's a big word, I know. But I know with your homeschooling, so mum expects you to do some homeschooling, but she also allows time for you to have fun as well, doesn't she? Yeah. Is your homeschool teacher a good teacher?
Definitely.
Is she?
Mhm.
I saw that hand come in over your ear.
Mhm.
Izzy, do you think that, because part of your teaching, part of your learning, you go to school, or at the moment you're in homeschooling and you're constantly learning, do you think growing up should also learn?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Why do you think growing up should continue to learn?
Because I need to know more things.
Yeah. So constantly learning, constantly looking for new things, investing in yourself. And one of the things about everybody that's on here right now is that they're all investing in themselves. But that's a big word. They're all spending time to learn things, and that's why they're listening to you and me right now. Yeah? So it's important that that we continue to learn. It's equally important that we make sure that we give our team opportunities to continue to learn. I think that's like really, really, really important. Hey guys, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, work-life balance, family, playing, yeah, having passion. It's really important. Time out. And why? Why is a big thing. It is, Dodie, isn't it? I know in the boardroom down there, you've got the Simon Sinek book, Starting with Why. If you haven't read it, it's worthwhile doing, or subscribing to his podcast and listening to it, understanding your why it is that you do what you do. Hey, if you'd like a little exercise on that you can do with your team, by the way, on how to get to their why, just either pop into the chat box and say yes please, or you can shoot me a message and say, yep, I'd love that why training for my team, and I'll make sure that I get you sorted out with a nice little exercise that you can do. It's pretty simple. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes, but it's a nice way of just digging in and finding out why your team do what they do. Hey, Izzy, I've got 2 more questions for you. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Hey, GD, how you doing? So here's 2 more questions for you. Have you got a push bike? Have you got a bicycle? A bike? Yeah? Probably don't call them push bikes, past showing his age. So you've got a bike. So what do you do if you're out riding your bike and you fall off?
Get back up on your feet and let your mom and dad give you a hug and keep on going.
Get back up on your feet, let mum and dad give you a hug and keep going. I love that. So guys, resilience, yeah? We're all going to make mistakes, and particularly during this time, we're going to find things that are going to give us a bit of a belt around. So it's important to get back up, get someone to give you a hug, and or these days, social distancing, you'll just be belting elbows because you can't hug. But get someone to give you a virtual hug and get back on the bike. It's really important. Like when you fall over, hey, when Archie falls over, he just gets back up again, doesn't he?
One time he fell over on the concrete and he didn't even cry. He just got up. It was like
Did he?
It was like it was literally like he scratched himself really lightly.
Because he just felt like he felt like he just needed to get back into it and get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So it's important to, if you do take that tumble, just get back onto it, get back on the bike, and keep rolling. Hey, I've got another question for you, Izzy, and this is our last question for today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever play on the monkey bars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like the monkey bars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're pretty high, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you hop on the monkey bars, how do you know that you're going to be safe? How do you know that you're not going to fall off and hurt yourself?
Because you believe in yourself and you think it's the right thing to do.
Okay, cool. Believe in yourself and think it's the right thing to do. So sometimes it's about just taking that step, isn't it? It's kind of taking that risk, if you like. I'm just going to go and do it because it will probably work out. Yeah.
Yeah, I have monkey bars at my school, and there's like one mountain, and I'm just like, okay, and I'm pretty sure I've made it to all one time.
Made it to the top twice. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And there's this other monkey bars at the same, and it's like a really big curve. It's like I'm not really sure. It's like a road and turn, and it's really long.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, guys, coming from that, we've got that. It's important to allocate time to have fun. and make sure that you allocate time for your team to have fun as well. So work can't just be work. We've got to sort of feed, and there's a whole bunch of neuropsychology that I could go into in behind it as to why it is. The more that we have fun in the workplace, the more productive we're going to be. There's a whole bunch of research that talks about productivity, increase in productivity by making sure that we're doing that we continue to learn and make time for your team to learn as well. So allocating time to learn, finding things that you want to learn, if it's listening to podcasts, if it's reading books. The other thing too is that the way to get past this crisis that we're in at the moment and moving beyond even is to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people and people that actually want to get to the other side, people that want to look at the positive things, and listening to podcasts, reading books, being a part of this mastermind. Those are the sort of things that you get to spend time with people who will share that passion for, getting to know their why, being passionate about what they do, taking time out to continue to learn, and it becomes sort of self-perpetuating and you feed off it. So it's a fascinating process and a really important part. Graham's just made a really good point. You only fail when you quit. So that's what I was saying. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up that counts. I saw this quote in a movie the other day. I think it was a Netflix movie with Chris Hemsworth, which was a pretty ordinary movie, quite frankly. But I think Caroline enjoyed it. I have no idea why. But somebody said, you don't drown by falling in the river; you drown by staying there. And I think that's a really important message at the moment, especially that there are some tough times out there, and some of you are probably doing a little bit tougher than others. But it's not, you can't stay in that position, and there are opportunities, and you've got to look for those little incremental things that you can bring about changing. And some of this we've gone through today. So reigniting your passion, revisiting your why, making sure you're making time for learning, having some fun, giving your team the opportunity to learn. You could map out, 10 things that Izzy's taught you this morning that you could go and do right now in your business or your division that will put you on that green line, will continue to improve you. Will it make more money in the here and now? Yeah, you pair. I'm sure you thought it was a great movie, Dodie. But in the here and now, it might not make you more money, but what we'll do is it will put you on the green line to get you out to the other side. Hey, Isaiah. It's been great having a chat. Have you enjoyed it? Mm-hmm. Have you got any questions that you wanted to ask me? No. So, guys, this was, just so you know, this was unrehearsed. And I sent these questions down to Izzy's mum yesterday, just so that she could check to make sure I wasn't asking Izzy anything too hard. But I just think that now's an opportunity for us to look around about where we can learn things. And I guess that the thing that I'd kind of like to reinforce is the monkey bar story. So Isaiah jumps on the monkey bar, even though they're really high, because he has faith and confidence and he believes in himself and he knows that it's going to be okay. Yeah. And that's why you get on the monkey bars, because you know you're not going to fall. And if you, what will you do if you fall off the monkey bar?
You start again.
Yeah. Just get back up and dust yourself off and start again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing for the rest of today now that you've been a star on my webinar?
Mom says schoolwork, but I don't think we're doing that because it's been like half an hour until we're doing a little bit of schoolwork. We haven't done it even a little. And it's because we've been playing TV, and so that's been pretty good. Yeah.
Do you know what I reckon? I reckon that what you did here this morning should count as your schoolwork for today. What do you think? Right. You think that's a good idea? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it's pretty impressive what you've done this morning. So thank you. That's a cool watch you've got. What does that watch do?
There's lots of things. Can you just tell for 1 minute? You can call people.
Yeah.
And
So it's a phone.
And it's like a phone. And you can text anyone.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
There's lots of other things you can do.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys, quick recap. I think 10 things that we got from a 6-year-old today. The importance of budgeting, making sure that you follow your passion in what you do in work, making sure you allocate time to play in amongst what else you're doing. Always just getting to understand your why and what it is why it is you do what you do, to follow your passion, have some fun, make time for your team to have fun, continue to learn, make sure you have time for your team to learn as well. And if you fall down, get back up again and have some confidence and belief as well. Izzy, would your little brother like to say hello, do you think? Is that what he's...
Sorry, wait, I'll go get him.
Okay, you can go and get him and then we'll say goodbye. He's the director. Hey, Archie. All right, guys. Thank you for indulging us. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Archie. And guys, 10 things that we can learn from a 6-year-old. Looking forward to next week where we've got Harry and Lena joining us. The week after, we've got Graham Elford. Super excited about Graham Elford. Graham Elford wrote the book Never Give Up. Hey, darling. He was, yes, it was Extraction. Graham Elford appeared on Australian Story and was called the Comeback King. So he's a guy who, as I said, he wrote the book Never Give Up. It's going to be really not to miss. Talking to Harry next week, that's good fun. We've got Jason Riley from New Zealand joining us, and I've got a whole bunch of other special guests, including some international sports stars that we've lined up as well, and we should have those sort of all confirmed. So May and June is going to be super exciting, trying to get as much information as we can for you guys across that time. In the meantime, let's say goodbye to Izzy. Thanks, Izzy.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Love you.
I love you.
And guys, until we talk next week, whatever you do, enjoy your weekend. Make sure you spend time with those who matter most, which I'll certainly be doing virtually at least. And we will catch you next week. Thanks, guys. Talk soon.